to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Nina. I'm here to tell you guys the story of how I told my parents I was 18 and pregnant. It kind of all began when I started feeling cramps in a way. I was having these pains in my lower abdomen and I was just worried it was probably this condition I already had, which is PCOS, which is I'll put the description down here, but it's basically when you don't get your period for a long time and you can't have kids and so on. Many side effects to all of that. It's just like, so I was just blaming the cramps on my PCOS, and I was blaming my cramps on my PCOS, which didn't seem to be the case, but it was going on for 2 weeks and I was just like, nope, it's definitely PCOS. Like, we're going on vacation soon to see my family. It's just PCOS. If it's not gone by the time I get home, I'm gonna go see a doctor, get checked up, maybe just to confirm it's just my PCOS happening again, because I usually do get cramps, but not like I don't bleed. So I'm just like, it's my PCOS, even though it's been happening for 2 weeks straight, like not like continuously, but like it will happen like every day for a certain period of time and then it'll just go away. So yeah, I was just like, yep, it's my PCOS. And I told my mom about it, told my boyfriend about it, and we all just kind of were like, yeah, okay, whatever. So another week went by when I was on vacation and I was still getting them, so I was quite worried at that point. And when we got home, I finally was like, Mom, like, I think I should go see a doctor. Like, my cramps are getting pretty bad and they're still happening and I don't know what's going on. And I want to just make sure everything's okay, like I shouldn't be worried and whatever. My mom, like, I don't know, I guess she kind of had a feeling like something was wrong. Like, she knows like this isn't completely normal. Like, I haven't had this before. Like, I got cramps but not continuously. So she actually was the one she's actually the one that told me to take a pregnancy test to just confirm like I'm not pregnant, so before we go to the doctor's appointment that we had planned for like the following week. So she took me to the pharmacy and she actually bought it for me because I was just too like embarrassed. I just felt like I don't know, I just felt like embarrassed to go up and buy it, so I made her go get it for me. And then she actually just drove me home. Like, I don't live with her, so she's just like, okay, whatever, just do it when you're at home and then tell me what happens and, you know, call me right away when you know. So she dropped me off at my house and I went to the washroom and I pulled out, it was like a really cheap one, like it's like this big and you just like pee in a cup and then you drop it in and then you like put it in for like a couple seconds and you wait till the lines come. So I did that. While I was waiting, like one solid line came on, which means I'm not pregnant. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden the second line started to appear very lightly, and then all of a sudden it was very bold. Like straight on, 2 lines were very bold, and I was just like, I don't know, my heart dropped and I was so scared and I just didn't know what to do. No one known, and I was just like breathing really heavy, looking at the lines, and I just felt very like nervous, like I didn't know what to do. So my boyfriend was actually helping his parents in the backyard, cleaning or doing the hot tub, cleaning the hot tub out, you know, all of that stuff. So I decided, I told him that like, hey, like, can you come talk to me for a moment? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I was sitting exactly in the spot here waiting for him to come into our room so I could talk to him. And so much things were going through my mind at that point. Like, I didn't know if I should believe it because it was such a cheap test. Like, I think I was like, oh, maybe I should confirm it with the doctor. I was just thinking a lot of stuff at the moment. And when he came in, I was just like, this is it. Like, I have to tell my boyfriend that I'm pregnant. And this is like so like hard and heavy because we're only like just starting college. We're 18 he's 19, and it's just like, it's a lot to take in. So we were just sitting here, and I was like, I took the test and I'm pregnant, and everything just went like silent, quiet, and it was like the most like, I don't know, overwhelming emotional moment of my life, I think. And like, we didn't know what to do. We were just like, are we keeping it, are we not, like, are we ready for this? And in my head, like, I always like knew I wanted to keep it, because my doctor a few years ago when I was 15 actually told me I couldn't have kids. So I knew like this could be like my one moment to actually have kids. So like, I knew this was like something I wanted to keep, because it's like, it's my miracle baby. That's what I call it. So we were just like talking and discussing. I'm like, okay, before we go on to tell everyone, I just want to go and see a doctor to confirm like this is a real test, like it could be false. So let me just go see a doctor, confirm it with the doctor, and then we'll talk about it. So actually, I think it was the following day after that, or the same day, I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. But I think it might have been, it was the same day, I'm pretty sure, because like the doctor's office was still open, and I was just like urgent to know, like I had to know right away. So I called my mom up and I'm like, Mom is pregnant. It's positive. And she was just like, you're lying. Like I'm the type of person who like jokes around with her, and you know, I'm like, Mom, it's positive. And she was like, no, it's not, you're lying. And like, I sent her a picture of the test, and let me just see if I still have the messages. Here, this is the test, and you could see that I said I think we should go to the doctor to like double check if it's real, because at this moment she like, I don't know if it's focusing. Whatever. Anyways, so basically like I was like, Mom, we should go to the doctors to make sure this is like real. And we had the whole conversation on the phone. Like after this message, I called her right away to tell her this, that I was being serious, and she actually came back. It's like a half an hour drive from her house to my house, so I can't believe she did this for me. But she came back, so she picked me up, she brought me to the doctor's near her house, because that's the one I always go to, and like I know him, the doctor there, much better than anywhere near here. So we went there, and it was so like nerve-wracking, because I was just so nervous to know if this was real or not. And I was so happy to have my mom with me and being able to like have her support with me through all of this. Like most moms I know, like for someone who is like my age or younger, really have like trouble telling their parents and like having their support with having a baby young. But my mom was super supportive like from the beginning, so I was really happy she was with me during that everything. So by the time the doctor called me in, like they actually made me have a urine test, because I was telling them my stomach was hurting. I didn't want to blurt out that I had a positive pregnancy test, because I felt embarrassed. There's a lot of people who could hear you around, so I just didn't want to say that. I'm like, oh, I just have stomach pain in my lower abdomen. So they made me like pee in a cup, and then they took my urine test. And then the doctor came in, and my mom was with me at the time in the doctor's office. My mom was with me in the doctor's office, and basically they were like, okay, do you want your mom to be here? I'm like, actually I would like to do this alone. So my mom actually went back into the waiting room and waited for me while I got the results. My doctor, like, he was checking for other things, so he didn't know like I was pregnant. So when he came, I'm like, I took a positive pregnancy test, like I just want to know if it's for real, and I want to know what to do next. And he was like, oh, and he like left the room with me in the room, and he went to go take his type of pregnancy test to confirm it. So I was waiting nervously by myself in this room alone, and it was just so, I don't know. It took a while. It was like 5 minutes before he came back. And when he came back, he's like, it's definitely positive, like our tests confirm it. He's like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, what do I want to do? And he's like, do you want to keep it or do you want to get rid of it? And I was like, I just found out now, so I don't know what I should do. Like, I never thought of it. He's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 18. And he's like, are you in school? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you have a job? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're in school for full-time or part-time? I'm like, full-time. And he's like, and you're working? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is your boyfriend working? I'm like, yeah. Is he in school? Yeah. All of that. And he's like, I'm not giving you like professional advice here. This is like, if I was talking to my daughter, I would tell her the same thing. I'd be like, if you feel like you're ready to take on a kid while you're in school and working, it's gonna be hard. Like really, really, really hard. And he was telling me that like, if I was to tell my daughter this, I would try to like tell her that like, sometimes abortion can be like, okay, like it's a good thing, keep you from getting like what you want and your future and all of that. And it really got to me that when he had that conversation with me, because I didn't know what to say. I was just like, okay, let me think about it and I'll come back and talk to you about the steps that I want to take further on from there. He's like, okay, so I'm gonna give you a week because we don't know how far along you are. So you only have a week to tell me, and then you come back here exactly a week from today and you're gonna tell me what your decision was. And I'm like, okay. So a week goes on and I fully decided that I'm keeping the baby. And I go in, I tell him I'm keeping it. And we took the steps on from there. He booked me with an OB and all of that. But I think the most important part was telling my boyfriend's parents, and I think like that was one of the hardest parts, because I knew my parents were super understanding. Like my mom like actually wanted me to have a kid, and I know that's weird for some people, but like everyone in my family has gotten kids young, so like I was getting towards the age of where people start having kids. And I think it was time for me and my boyfriend to tell his parents. So, because we were for sure that we're keeping it, but yeah. So, I told him that he needed to do it before it's like, you know, gone on for too long. And I wanted everyone to be supportive and like happy and know everything. Like I don't like keeping secrets. I don't like lying. I don't like any of that. So just like, let's get it over with and see what happens. So I tell him and he's like, okay. I sat downstairs where our bedroom is, we have 2 floors. And then he was just like, okay, I'm gonna go tell my parents and I'm gonna go talk to them. I'm like, all right. And I sat there waiting. An hour goes by and it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, is he in trouble? Like, I'm trying to hear, like, if I hear anything, I'm yelling. And I'm just really nervous. Like, I'm sweating. My heart's beating so fast. So, like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm really nervous. And he comes down the stairs. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Like, what happened? He's like, come upstairs. I'm like, what? Like, he's like, yeah, come upstairs. My parents want to talk to you. I'm like, what? And like at this moment I was freaking out because like I don't know what's going on. And he's like, it's good. Trust me. Just come. And we go upstairs and his parents were so happy and so like supportive. And it was just a great feeling being welcomed and like having that relief knowing everyone was so supportive and like just we're ready to take on this next step in our lives. And like I don't think like if something else would have happened or if someone would have reacted differently, I don't think like I would have been able to handle it. Like I was already going through a very emotional time in a short period. Like let's say like this all happened in like 1 week, so like I was still like new to the fact that I was pregnant. And they talk to us about being responsible and taking the responsibilities on, and how we're gonna go through school and all of that, and just everything that we needed to discuss. And I think it went really well compared to most people, but like the lesson I just want to tell you guys, like, don't be afraid to tell your parents, because it's way better having their support or like having them by your side than like having them not know at all. Like, you don't know how they're gonna react. Like, some people may have more strict parents than me and my boyfriend, but parents will never like not love you. They will be very disappointed, but they will not stop loving you. Trust me. If you have the choice, try to tell them right away when you can, because you really want that support. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty long and descriptive and all of that, and I haven't really done like a talking video to you guys. I really want to get a whole series going on about my pregnancy. I'm actually almost 16 weeks now, so almost 4 months, and I think I should do like updates and things like that. If you guys want to see that, definitely comment down below. It'd be really like fun to do that type of stuff with you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you guys need to talk to anyone about anything, just let me know. Okay, bye.